Hello everybody, and welcome to another FPL episode, and today we'll talk about even more price releases, with certain clubs having 5 more players released today. So first on the slate we had Chelsea, with Cole Palmer as the biggest one. He was a 10.5 million price this year. Last year he was 5 million, so it's kind of an insane turnaround for Cole Palmer, which makes sense. He had an amazing season last year, and it'll be interesting to see whether he lives up to the all the hype, or he's just a one-season wonder. Nicholas Jackson for 7.5 million seems like it's a little bit much because he doesn't finish a ton of goals compared to his XG. But if he can get more goals compared to his XG, I think he'll be a great signing for this year. Raheem Sterling for 7 million. I think that'll just be tough because I don't know how much he will play this season. Same thing with Dewsbury Hall for 6 million. And then if Reece James can just stay out of injuries, I think him for 5 million will be a pretty good pickup. Next, we have Brentford. All right, and Brentford had 5 people released. And really, I don't have much clue on Brentford. Brentford will either be a pretty great team or will be relegated. All right, and I don't know which one it's going to be. It's kind of tough to know, as they were 9th 2 seasons ago and 16th last season. So will they rebound or will they just keep going down? So I'm not going to put any input on Brentford just because I'm not really sure at all. All right, then we have Aston Villa. So the new signing of Motson is 5 million, which I think is pretty good for a good fullback. Just not sure, again, if he's immediately going to be instituted into Unai Emery's team. I think he's a very good player. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be like. Leon Bailey is 6.5 million. Again, I don't know what Bailey's impact really on the team will be this year, with players like Ollie Watkins leading the charge. But then again, Douglas Luiz recently transferred to Juventus, so he might have to step up into a bigger role. Same thing goes for McGinn, who is 5.5 million. He's more of a defensive player, but still has his goals from time to time. And I feel like he will definitely be a interesting player to watch throughout the season. Emi Martinez is 5 million. This really depends how many penalties he can save. If he saves quite a few, then he will be a very good pickup. But if Aston Villa doesn't concede that many, it's hard to know really if he can live up to expectations like he does for Argentina. Then Konza, who was playing for England right now, is at 4.5 million. Really don't know exactly how his season's going to go, and I don't really have a good guess. So we're just going to move on to the next club of Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace is an interesting club because they're always kind of like lower mid-table, but always have their interesting players that have great seasons. So Eze was released today. He's 7 million. The only problem with Eze is will he stay at Crystal Palace? He's been linked to many other clubs, bigger clubs than Crystal Palace, so I think he will not stay at Crystal Palace. Kamada, I don't know much about. Sorry, Kamada. And then Wharton, I also don't know much about. So they're both 5.5 and 5 million respectively. Then we have Richards and Guehi. So Richards and Guehi are both 4.5 million. There's an American and an English center back. As you can see, Guehi's doing pretty great at the Euro, so I think he'll be an interesting pickup. And Richards is not doing as great for America as a Copa America, but I mean, I don't think America is doing very good at the Copa America anyway. So let's just move on to Wolves. So Wolves, again, has some pretty low-priced players. Cunha, being a 6.5. I think their highest is going to be a 6.5 this year. Just kind of disappointing for the team, but makes sense. Cunha, I think, will be a really good pickup if he can stay healthy. Strand Larson, again, I'm just not sure how much he will play. And let's compare to how he fits into the squad. Sarabia will probably be a pretty nice pickup, too, depending on if you stay healthy. And then Nori and Dawson, I think, are both pretty cheap and good options in the defense. Dawson actually scores quite a bit for a center back, and Ait-Nouri can provide help on the wings. The next, we have Leicester City, newly promoted team. All right, and their highest player is only 5.5 million for Jamie Vardy. The thing about it is Jamie Vardy is a seasoned veteran. He has been here, done that. And him for only 5.5 million seems like a really good deal. I'm not sure exactly, all right, how much support Leicester has behind him, but as long as he plays often, he should be a really good pickup. Cordova Reed is also a new signing, I'm pretty sure, for Leicester City, so I think he could be interesting. And then honestly, I do not know who the last three players are. It's my bad. I don't know Championship that much, so my bad. Then we have my team, West Ham United, the Hammers. So this was in addition to Jared Bowen's release at 7.5 million yesterday. And we have 5 more players released. So the first one we have is Mohamed Kudus for only 6.5 million. Now call me biased because I know I am, but that seems underpriced. All right, Mohamed Kudus is an amazing player and definitely capable of amazing things. We saw that last year in the Premier League. So I'm surprised that he isn't more like a 7 million or 7.5 million, especially in comparison to James Ward-Prowse, who's also 6.5 million. And if he gets a lot of free kicks, he's going to get lots of assists and goals this year. But if he doesn't, I don't know how many points he can actually contribute to West Ham. Antonio is 5.5 million. I don't really know what West Ham's going to do on the striker situation, so I think it either could be a good year for Antonio or he won't play much. Our new signing, Max Kilman, for 4.5 million, is probably a pretty good deal if West Ham can stay very strong in defense. If not, I'm not sure how many clean sheets we're going to have this year, which is how defenders get many of their points. But then Alphonse Areola for 4.5, I think will be a very good option again this year, as he will definitely get lots of saves no matter what, and is also a pretty cheap option compared to others, or 0.5 cheaper. So that is my new episode on the FPL price releases. I hope to see you next time. Subscribe.